Captain Elena Vasquez stared at the holographic display floating above her command console, her weathered fingers tracing the familiar boundaries that had puzzled her for decades. The Galactic Federation's official star charts showed thousands of civilizations scattered across the spiral arms, Zephyrian trade networks, Keltorian mining colonies, Vraxian research stations, but they all stopped at an invisible line surrounding human territory. Beyond that border, the map simply ended, as if the universe itself had been cropped. "Computer, display sector mapping protocols for unexplored regions," she commanded. "Access denied. Classification level exceeds current authorization." The AI responded in its maddeningly neutral tone. Elena's jaw tightened. As a senior explorer with 40 years of deep space experience, her clearance should have granted her access to nearly everything. Yet every inquiry about the regions beyond human space hit the same impenetrable wall of bureaucratic silence. The door to her quarters hissed open, and Lieutenant Marcus Webb stepped inside, his usually confident demeanor replaced by nervous energy. "Captain, we've got a problem. The Keltorian ambassador is asking questions." Elena raised an eyebrow. The Keltorians were known throughout the galaxy for their insatiable curiosity and tendency to poke their tentacles where they didn't belong. "What kind of questions?" "About Earth's expansion patterns." He noticed that human colonies always established themselves in perfect spherical distributions, never venturing beyond a certain radius from Sol. "He's calling it geometrically impossible for a naturally expanding species." The captain felt a familiar chill run down her spine. She had noticed the same pattern years ago during her survey missions, but had always assumed it was due to administrative efficiency or resource management. Now, seeing it through alien eyes, it did seem disturbingly artificial. "There's more," Webb continued, his voice dropping to a whisper. "I did some digging through archived communication logs. Every time a human expedition approaches the boundary zone, they receive priority recall orders. Always the same reason: critical resource shortage or emergency defensive redeployment. But Captain, I cross-referenced the dates with actual Federation conflicts and supply chain data. None of those emergencies were real." Elena moved to her viewport, gazing out at the star field that had been her home for so long. Somewhere out there, beyond the carefully maintained borders of human space, lay answers to questions she was apparently not allowed to ask. "Computer, what is the estimated number of inhabitable systems beyond current human territorial boundaries?" "That information is classified under Protocol Omega-7. She had never heard of Protocol Omega-7. A soft chime indicated an incoming transmission. Admiral Richardson's stern face materialized in the hologram, his expression unreadable. "Captain Vasquez, you're being reassigned to the Centauri patrol route, effective immediately. Apparently, there's been some unusual pirate activity that requires your expertise." Elena knew it was a lie. The Centauri route was a milk run, safe, predictable, and most importantly, well within the invisible boundaries that confined humanity. "Admiral, with respect, my current mission is concluded. Your replacement will arrive within the hour." The transmission ended before she could protest. Webb looked at her with barely concealed fear. "They're watching us, aren't they? Monitoring our conversations, our questions." Elena nodded slowly, pieces of a disturbing puzzle beginning to align in her mind. The perfect spherical distribution of human colonies, the classified protocols, the convenient emergencies that always pulled expeditions back from the edge of known space. The fact that every other species in the galaxy seemed free to explore wherever they pleased, except humans. As her replacement's ship appeared on the scanner, Elena made a decision that would change everything. She quietly activated her personal log recorder and began speaking the words that would eventually shatter the carefully constructed illusion surrounding human space. Personal log, Captain Elena Vasquez. I believe humanity is not expanding into the galaxy. I believe we're being contained. The question was no longer why the galactic map ended at human space. The question was who or what was drawing the lines.